make fun of the Asian guy when it's a video about Mulan.
Hey guys, welcome to Freedom Fridays. I'm Daniel Myers here with Madison Crane and Lem Reaper.
Yeah.
And today we're gonna look at Mulan. We're gonna see if it even freedoms.
I'm an Asian, all right? I know how to pronounce it.
Does Mulan even freedom?
So in our competition today, our debate between me and Daniel, Madison is going to be emceeing. She's going to pick out some comments that you all gave to us, and we're going to debate about them that we got from you guys over Instagram. And we are now going to be doing month-long segments between me and Daniel. We're going to be doing multiple competitions every month, and the loser is going to have to repay their debt, if you will, at the end of the month. And that debt is going to be something that you all tell us that we have to do. We don't know what it is yet, but we're excited. So
you have to vote for Joe Biden.
So I'm giving both of them 60 seconds to respond to what you guys sent in. All right, so this one is sent in from Daniel and Lem. How Mushu is not realistic, but a woman turning into a hawk is. Go.
All right, so here we go. I got 60 seconds to answer this. Madeline Zim. So here's the thing. I completely agree with the sentiment. Like, hey, like, what the heck? Like, why isn't Mushu there, like, the best character from Mulan 1? Why did they insert this, like, random, like, hippie witch lady who doesn't have a story arc? You're not sure whether to kind of be on her team or not. She's just, like, randomly killing people at the beginning of the movie. She's very unreal. Like, it's very weird. Like, she randomly turns into bats and locusts and stuff and crap, like, and a hawk. So I get it. Like, I miss Mushu. I just feel like they just kind of fit her in like this random like Asian version of Hillary Clinton, and she's like, oh, there's a glass ceilings, oh, that's terrible, and then like, but literally she's killing everybody in the movie. But yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I'm sorry that Mushu's not there. It's very sad. Voiced by Eddie Murphy, also voiced Shrek, the donkey in Shrek.
Yes.
It was very sad. I wish he was in there. 10 seconds. I didn't like it that they replaced him with like the equivalent of a kindergarten kite, the phoenix or whatever. Bring back Mushu. I'm sad he's not there. I agree with the sentiment.
I'm so pumped. Here we go.
Yes.
Okay, here's the thing. There is nothing remotely realistic about a baby dragon that has Eddie Murphy's voice and cracks lots of jokes and thinks that he's a guardian. Like, it's not even within what you can suspend your belief to grasp. Okay, so a lady that's a witch turning into a bird, that's like classic literature.
Is it?
Right there.
Like what?
And I feel like I could maybe buy that a little bit more. Like, how do you know that there isn't a witch out there that can do that? Have you asked every witch in the world if she's ever turned into a bird or not? Because
Your first problem is why you're asking witches things
you never
in
know.
the first place.
You never know. So I'd say that it is a little more realistic for a witch to turn into a bird than for a baby dragon to speak with Eddie Murphy's voice.
Okay, so
That was my fault.
Daniel technically won that round based on time, but Lem won it. He had the better opinion.
So who gets the point?
You get the
Oh,
point.
thank you.
based
I
on
see how it is. You
Okay.
speak the truth and you have to pay the price.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Moral
It's not.
victories.
It's
It's
not.
okay.
It's not true.
All right, next.
This one is from Hannah Marie Reaver. The Huns, dead face emoji.
Just the Huns, that's it. All right. Here's the thing about the Huns that we all need to know. The Huns are perfect for the puns. So if you keep the Huns, you get to keep the puns.
Oh.
That was dumb.
And I think puns are great. And in the first animated film, okay, in the first of the two animated films, my little baby dragon friend that I just kind of roasted, I actually like that little baby dragon, in spite of how unbelievable he is from a believability standpoint. Well, he makes a very good joke pun about the Huns. And if you know what I'm talking about, please comment below. I will not ruin it for you. Go watch the movie and let us know in the comments below what the pun is. But keep the Huns because you keep the puns.
Keep in the Huns and keep in the puns. Okay.
I have no idea how to respond to that.
Well,
That's it.
it wasn't very specific. Are you ready for my answer?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so let's go with my answer. Okay, so I'm assuming the question wasn't very specific. Please be more specific next time, Hannah. But it brings up some interesting questions, interesting philosophical questions. Did she really mean the Huns, as in like the nomadic tribe that terrorized like a lot of like Eastern Europe and stuff around like the 4th and 5th century, and they were like on horseback and stuff? Or was she really talking about the honey buns that you will find either? Well, I mean, there's a couple of different interpretations, but for some people's interpretation, it's that stuff that gives you diabetes at the bottom right-hand side of like really old vending machines. The stuff that's crammed with like 800 calories and 30 grams of sugar. When I was in high school, I had a senior ahead of me who, for their senior quote, said, "Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns." I think he was talking about the Huns, not the honey buns in that particular scenario. But good. Thank you for sending it in. Your voice is heard, and democracy is upheld.
Wow. I'm so glad I only have to hear that once. That was the worst answer of all time.
For obvious reasons,
I've ever heard.
Daniel wins that
What
round.
reasons?
Thank you.
What reasons at all?
Finally,
Let's-
truth prevails.
Let's walk away from this one.
Yes.
Okay, this one was sent in from Hudson_Kuntz07. How they took out all the good songs and characters.
It's broken. Oh, it's broken. There you go.
Okay.
Thank you, Hudson. All right, so Hudson, I couldn't agree more. They did take it a lot out. Felt like a lot of the songs, a lot of the main themes, I could kind of hear them at certain particular times. But they were just always at really cheesy climactic moments where you just kind of heard the theme a little bit, and it was orchestral, and it wasn't very exaggerated. Nobody was singing. In general, the movie was really weak tea. It wasn't the story arcs of the characters weren't very good. They weren't developed very well. There wasn't very good tension. Literally, the dad of the character looks like the president of China, Xi Jinping. Which is nice. If they're filming the film in your country, it's nice that you can be yeah, I want to be the dad of the main character in there. And what are you going to do about it? They're filming in your country. So, but I agree. There was a lot of loss of good songs, which I think personally the best song in the movie is the woman song.
The woman song.
The woman song.
I'll make a man out of you. Okay, now
No, not that one. But
not
very
that
weak
one.
tea. There was no Shang, no Mushu. Just
5
a kite
seconds.
dragon and a weird witch. Very bad. I agree.
Okay.
So sad.
All right, I'm going. All right, there's 2 things you need to know, Hudson. The characters and the music.
aggressive.
The characters and the music. First of all, let's talk about the characters, and then we'll talk about the music. The reason they took away the good characters is because they're not realistic. The characters in the original film, albeit they're wonderful, but it's not realistic. Nobody is that fat and jolly all the time. Nobody can pick up 7 people at once and give them one big hug all at the same time. It doesn't happen. And then nobody looks that much like an ape. Literally in Mulan 2, they actually show that little man that grunts all the time. Be they show him, and then they transition to an ape, and it's the same exact shape. That's not acceptable. So they're just not realistic. And number 2, the music also is not realistic, because when was the last time you saw ancient Chinese soldiers in a field just randomly burst out in concert and start singing some cheesy song?
5 seconds.
It doesn't happen. It's not realistic, so they took it out, even though it's really not entertaining at all.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Oh!
Exactly 1.
I know my time.
Well,
all right?
who cares about what he said? Let's
I'm
just look at the
screenshotting
numbers.
that because I'm proud.
Thank you,
okay,
Hudson,
so
for the question.
I think that Daniel won that round.
Oh!
Yeah,
Oh, that hurts my
they were very
soul.
good descriptions,
Pass
but
me another fortune cookie.
his was more comical. Yours was a little cranky. This one is from Jakeinator95.
Jakeinator?
Yes, he's our Kansas people.
Oh, a Kansas
He's
people.
a Kansas people.
Okay,
Kansas
We love
people?
Kansas people.
It's a man in Kansas.
We love our Kansas
A man of-
people. All right.
Okay, why did they try to take a powerful feminist story and try to make it more feminist? Bam.
Oh, that didn't work. Ah!
Seriously.
Hey,
Okay, let me.
this is a good time to mention our $5 for Freedom campaign. We could sure use some money. All right. I think it's funny that just because this second, this live action version of the film that just came out, just because it's more recent, people just assume that it must be more feminist than the older one that was made in the 90s. I think 98 was when the first animated film came out. But I just watched the first animated film and the new live action film, and guess what? The first animated film is actually more feminist. It's actually more overtly feminist. The new film is so bland and lacks dialogue and anything at all that they didn't even have a chance to really work their propaganda into it nearly as effectively as the first film did. Now, the animated film was actually more entertaining, hands down. But why did they try to make it more feminist?
Yes.
Is that the key
Keyword
word? Try?
They
I don't
tried.
know.
They
Listen,
really
if they
did.
tried, they failed.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because everything else they tried failed as well. There's one more point, but I don't have time to make it. Sorry, Jakeinator.
Jakeinator.
Yeah, you ran
Just
off.
not on my game.
All right, Jakeinator95. So I'm actually I'm a little bit with Daniel on this in the sense that I kind of agree that the most recent live-action movie that's getting all this attention, really lacks a lot of narrative depth and it lacks a lot of realistic depth. And I root for reality. Like, I don't want to see stories that I don't know if it was actually made more feminist. But I don't want to see, in general, I don't really want to see stories that are like filled with propaganda or filled with your ideas. I want to see a realistic representation of what actually happens normally in reality, even if that's in a mythological form, if you will. But so I root for reality. I don't like the unrealistic crap. I don't think that's empowering to anybody. It's just like filling people with a bunch of expectations that they don't need. What kind of unrealistic crap did they give? They did not actually say that Mulan was like a superhero with superhero powers, but she's doing kicks and flips and like flipping on scaffolding and all this crap and like kicking arrows and spears into people and stuff. I'm not buying it like Zorro, Chuck Norris. I'll watch Walker, Texas Ranger if I want that. Not Mulan, please. Thank you. This is hard and stressful. Thanks, Jake and Nader95.
Oh, wait, whoa. Who won that?
I thought I said it.
Did you say that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Who won that?
Lem won that one.
Oh,
won that?
Why?
You used some nice words.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Excellent.
Nice
Remember,
words.
I graduated etymology.
Yeah, she graduated etymology in 8th
grade.
grade. She'll tell you.
Etymology?
Not
Isn't
to
that-
be confused
isn't
with
like insect?
entomology.
Isn't like-
No.
Okay, say it.
People who mix up etymology and entomology bug me into ways that I can't put into words.
Oh.
This is
Yes.
the tiebreaker for all the marbles.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I don't even like marbles.
So this is from Golden Visions _. The fact that they filmed some scenes near or right next to concentration camps.
Okay, so there's a lot of controversy being made, a lot of hay about like where this film was being made, and I thank you, Golden Visions _ for bringing this up. So at the end of the movie, in the credits section, the Disney animators, Disney team, and the Disney corporate actually publicly gave a thanks to the Public Security Bureau in the city of Turpan and the Publicity Department of the Communist Party of China in Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomy Region Committee. And there was a lot of other like groups that they actually gave thanks to. But like, okay, so why is this a big deal? Well, as it turns out, the Xinjiang province in northwest China has a lot of Turkish-speaking Chinese Muslims that are being held in concentration camps. And Disney, who is supposedly a big fan of human rights and all
10
this, is
seconds.
being a hypocrite by not wanting to put their money into Georgia. But they are going to go to China
5
and film
seconds.
in like a place where there's concentration camps where there's millions of Uyghurs there. But anyway, it's terrible. It's awful. They're hypocrites.
It was technically 101, but
Oh.
Ah! Okay. Listen. I can jump on this train and I can be like, oh, it's an outrage! Hypocrites! And I think I will. It's an outrage and they're hypocrites. But I also want to provide some nuance that maybe other people won't be willing to provide. And that is that they filmed most of the film in New Zealand. They filmed a few scenes in China because they wanted to get the unique dynamics of that geography and they wanted it to be as realistic as possible. And when you film somewhere, it's common practice that you mention the people in the credits that gave you permission to film where you film. The fact that they just so happen to be close to a concentration camp does not necessarily mean they're supporting that concentration camp, just like the fact that our business here at the studio might be across from a business that we don't support. Just because we tend to be near them doesn't mean we're supporting what they're doing. If there's abortion clinic across the road,
10 seconds.
that doesn't mean that we support that abortion clinic. But I still think it's really stupid and really hypocritical, especially
5
since they
seconds.
won't film in Georgia where they should have done it, so please don't crucify me. Ah! We need a new buzzer. There he goes.
Oh.
Chinese people are wonderful. I mean, talk about the Chinese people. Look at Hong Kong. Look at the people.
Look at Kim Jong-un. I mean, he's a nice guy. He
But if
likes-
you look at the government,
he likes
not
some
so
sushi.
okay. All right, the government is terrible, and they're violating
Kim
people's
Jong-un
human
is not
rights
Chinese.
like nobody's business. All right, who won?
okay. So Daniel won that.
What?
Yes!
What?
Yeah!
What?
He.
He gave no.
Yeah!
So I liked how he started. He
Okay.
went right in with it. It was just.
Right in with it, Lem. You got to go right in with it.
I understood about 70% of what he was saying.
No, Phil.
That's pretty good.
I'm joking.
That could be a record.
I understood a lot less. I have a question.
I might have an answer. Probably not.
What am I getting out of this?
You get the satisfaction of judging us and not being judged for judging us.
That should happen all the time anyway.
Yeah, it does.
Well,
But this time you don't get judged for
if there's
judging
things that you don't like, if you don't like Madison, I mean, I get it. Like, sometimes she's like, a partial judge and makes bad decisions. I get it. Let us know in the comments.
I know there are some people
It's
out
a
there
place-
who really want to fill up those comments.
Yes, positive people.
Love you guys.
And not positive people. And people.
All right,
What a happy bear.
guys, thank you for being Freedomists. Thank you for doing
Yeah.
the freedom. Thank you for watching us and making us part of your life. We are honored
We
to
are.
do that.
Thank you.
All right, until
You
next
took
time.
some precious moments of your life and spent them
You
with
did,
us.
and we expect you to do it again.
Yes.
Okay, this
And again.
relationship needs to be reciprocal.
Push that button.
Okay, until next time, stop yelling and start thinking.